That's right. Gonna be a Baptist preacher so that I won't have to work. Well, I'm in the pulpit, jumping up and down, 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 down. Yeah, I'm in the pulpit, jumping up and down. Okay.
It was working.
It's not working now, though, is it? Look,
No, people are fuming.
people are fuming. There's just like it's like a black and white film.
So many jokes missed out on as well.
Oh, and there's loads of people in as well. It's a
Oh.
busy one tonight, and there's no one. It's not working.
Why?
Okay, let me. How about now? Is there any?
Is there any sound now? Anyway,
This is. Oh, I think we're on now. I think we're on now. Let us know. Are we on? Yes, we're on.
Is this what it's like? This is what it's like when you go to a Baptist church, is it?
This.
Oh, it's worse than this.
Yeah,
Do you know what?
£2.5 million budget. You know what I mean?
That last 2 minutes was some of the best
gold.
podcasting we have ever done.
Ever done.
It is right
Incredible.
up there. Do you know
Incredible.
that bit where Tim said that? I was just thinking what I could say and what I couldn't say. Just stitch him up.
Oh yeah,
Try and get
hold
it
it back. Hold it back.
Yeah. So good evening, welcome to Finnegan's.
Evening again.
The people who are watching live have only just
only-
getting the last 30 seconds of
Not
what I
only
said.
Does he not know what the camera does?
Yep.
But he's lost the sound now.
Do you know what? Like it actually is great though, because the number of people who sometimes just watch but never comment, but they're all just going, no sound, no sound, no sound.
That's because you haven't bought us a coffee.
And Alan, you're telling me you're still touching your mic and make it click and all that.
Shut up, I can't hear
Evening,
that.
Gav. Yeah, we know there's sound now. Let us know there is sound now. Evening,
Gav who?
Pete Williams. Gav Williams? Don't know. Do you know Gav Williams?
I don't think I do.
We don't know everyone who's watching, which is maybe a good sign of growth. I don't know. Do you know him, Tim?
Do you know what Gav Williams is?
Chef, isn't he?
Chef.
Oh, it's Gav
Oh,
again.
Gav.
Yeah.
Yes, Gav.
We remember Gav.
Gav's back in.
Yeah.
We know you, Gav.
Yeah, we do now, yeah. Sorry.
Good.
Yeah.
Working now, Pete says. You're going to have to restart. You didn't, mate. I'm going to, honestly, you didn't miss too much.
You missed. It was amazing. We were on fire.
Top hands.
We were. Yeah. Pete, Tim's saying, how are you? How are you doing, Pete? Hi, Tim, my mate. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks, Pete. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Yeah.
What are you going to say next, Pete? Should we keep
Oh,
this-
yeah.
how can we keep this
Just-
conversation going?
All right. Yeah, great. Let's talk
Yeah.
to Pete. Yeah.
Adrian's in. Nice to see you, Adrian. He's talking to Gav, and it's just a little.
Little conversation between each other.
Where is
Yeah.
the
Don't mind
podcast? That's the
us.
question.
Don't mind us.
Where do we
It's happening in
Chat amongst
Yeah,
yourselves.
that's it.
It's fine.
Well,
We're
that's
used to it. We're
That's
church leaders.
yeah, that's it. Normally, how you get people to stop is you say, "Shall we pray?" and then suddenly people panic and
Yeah,
think,
the
"Oh,
old look at
crap,
the floor.
God's listening. We better focus." But before then, it's a free for all. Why don't you share this? If you're on
Yeah.
Facebook, share this video.
Share
Share it. Come on, just
Share
stop watching and share it.
Yeah.
What, you embarrassed of Alan? Is that
Most
why you don't
people
want your
are.
mates
Don't
to
worry
know
about
that
it.
you're
You know what
watching?
I mean?
So share it. If you're on YouTube, subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe doesn't cost you nothing.
It don't cost nothing.
Not
Aaron,
at all.
Aaron like is at pain. Alan's at pains to say that basically.
Yeah,
That-
because honestly, I reckon my generation think if you press subscribe, it's going to cost you money
like you're
somehow.
signing up financially, some sort of
something.
commitment.
Yeah, we don't get it, do we?
No,
my
it's
generation,
YouTube.
which is probably the ones who are watching this, because none of yours are.
No, they don't watch this.
You wouldn't watch this rubbish.
Do you know? So what have we basically? Tell Tim about your
Oh
beer.
yeah.
Go on.
We've done a test batch
Oh.
of Finnegan's beer. We're opening a brewery.
Yeah.
Right, and we're going to sell the beer,
Great.
make profits, put food in our community shop. Right.
Amazing.
So
great
that's what
job.
it's for.
Great.
That's the bigger vision.
Just needs to taste nice.
But
now,
this was the 40 bottles we've made. So we're getting a tin of beans for the shop. That's it. By the time we've run our expenses out of that, right? But we tasted it last week, but it was a bit early, and I'm not going to lie to you, it wasn't great.
Okay.
We couldn't sell that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've had one since, and it was all right. But I've realised that it's a bit hit and miss, the bottles. Right. I don't know what it is.
You
Whether
really
I didn't
selling it
tighten
to
them,
be honest, yeah.
I didn't tighten them enough. Whatever.
I'm dead
Something's
keen.
not right. So now we're going to give it another taste test, and
Great.
you're going to be the first person other than us to taste this
Wow,
beer.
that's
Yeah.
that's a privilege.
Yeah.
Yeah. sounds
So
good.
you've got one there. You don't have to think it
Let's
all
just
because
see
it
it.
could be awful. Right.
out the bottle. Or...
And let's should we give it a twist and see?
Yeah.
See
Like,
if there's-
I'm going to hold it right up to
Right,
the
right, see if
microphone
it
so you
makes
can
a
hear if
noise.
it's got a
Oh,
bit.
sorry, I
Because
missed
it
it.
You've
didn't
done
have
it.
any gas last.
Oh, it smells
Oh.
all right.
Does it?
Oh, there was a little
Is
bit
this
of
the
gas
time
there.
to tell you I don't really like beer?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, well, that's all right. You'll be all right with this then. This is more like Listerine.
It looks thick.
Adrian's in.
Mine
Adrian-
looks flat. So.
Adrian Briody, is he a
Yeah.
mate of yours, Tim?
Yeah, just comes to our church, Adrian.
Adrian,
Top man.
good to have you watching.
I bet you're sick of that, aren't you, lad? Gotta hate Rocky, haven't you? Gotta hate Rocky, Adrian. Oh.
I actually think that is good.
Mine's
Apart
not. Look at
from-
mine. Mine's rubbish.
It's not. It's a bit flat. But, so
Mine's-
it's a bit of a picker mix for whether it's.
We'll have to. I mean, it was
I-
the first attempt.
I still say a straw,
Blow bubbles.
blow
in it.
bubbles into it. That'll be sound.
Yeah,
And if we do that for everyone,
yeah.
It'll
You
be
can have
alright.
our bubbles
Yeah.
in your beer.
that's
That
it.
could be the slogan. That look. I'm not going to lie to you. That looks awful, doesn't it?
It does. It's not a good color.
That's not a good
It's
one.
not a
That.
good color.
I like that.
Well, back to the draining boards.
Tim, I
Draining
think,
boards as well, not even drawing boards.
Tim, you've got a few of your lot in tonight from the Mount St Helen. So you are a Church of England vicar, aren't you?
I am.
And basically, Miriam stitched you up and put this in the group chat apparently for the church, so people are logging in. So Lauren says hello. Nathan, Timmy drinking, he's fuming.
Not gonna lie to you, Tim. Not gonna lie to you, Tim. This might be the last time you're the Church of England vicar coming on here. We tend to end people's careers,
You're more nervous than I am.
including our own.
Yeah.
You know, so
I think what you do is good though, because I think it's important that we laugh. You're like, laughter's an important
We
part
don't
of
do
life.
much of that on
You
this.
do a lot of it. It's
We do.
important, and I don't think churches do a lot of it. So I think it's important.
We're trying. We are trying.
we do try.
And to that end, we went on another one podcast.
We did.
They've just released their this week, haven't they? Episode
Are we actually
100.
going to advertise it? Yeah.
Let's advertise it a little bit.
Yeah.
With a bit of a disclaimer.
Watch the another one podcast, their 100th episode, because Tom and myself we
hosted it,
and it was their religious special. I tell you, what's the first time being called religious? To be fair,
yeah,
for a while.
And you know what? It was a great conversation, wasn't it? With Rob and Simon.
Simon, yeah.
And I would, if I'm going to give it that disclaimer that they describe their podcast as toxic. So
yeah,
we get a mixture of people watching this podcast, Tim. So some are Christians, some are not. So I'm just going to say, if it's toxic's not your thing, then don't watch that. But if you can handle that, then it's a great conversation about faith, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Simon is by the end of it, he's singing "How Great Thou Art," and he did such a good job. Our evangelism strategy, Tim. I don't know about you in St Helens, but it was strong game. It was strong game.
Yeah, because at first he was like, "I'm not even going to talk to you." It's a podcast. It's kind of you got to, you know what I mean? But he was like, "No, you're getting nothing out of me today." You know.
Could I do that to you?
You could just stonewall us.
Yeah,
not too
try,
yeah,
I can try, yeah. We'll get that teddy bear behind you to hug you. It's alive, that, you know.
Well, people have said, what's that deflated
Mikey.
Man next to you? It looks dead dodgy.
It's Mikey Ferguson, Reverend Mikey Ferguson. He's let himself down a little bit.
So we did mean for Mikey to be here tonight with Tim,
but we forgot to ask him.
Alan is in charge of booking the guests.
Oh, here we go again.
That's basically what we've got there.
Originally, he was supposed to be on with you, wasn't he? And then we asked you, and then I forgot to ask him. So there he is.
Yeah,
that's a good. It looks like him.
It does. Like I did say though, I think the chest there is inaccurate.
Yeah.
He's got more or less.
He's well groomed.
I've never seen his chest hair, so I can't comment on that.
No.
To be fair,
I'm going to say no more.
So if you've got any questions for Tim, anyway, the Reverend Tim Coates.
Tim Coates, yes.
We're going to put those to him in a little while. I've seen some comment. People are asking after your dad. We're going to get into all that tonight. We're going to get into it. Don't you worry. But if you've got... Go on, what are you going to say?
I'm just saying, we've got our usual stuff, haven't we?
We've got our usual stuff.
We've got his story.
Yeah.
Carry on then.
If you're new to the podcast, basically what we're doing every Wednesday evening is me and Alan are ministers of a Baptist church. So if you're Anglicans, there you go.
This is what the other half look like.
This is what you could have had.
Come and have a look at what you could have had.
You were probably happy with your choice. And so every Wednesday, the idea is it's like coming to the pub for the evening with your mates. Yeah. We have a bit of a laugh. We talk a bit of nonsense. We solve the problems of the world.
You pull up a stool, don't you? Drink of your choice. You know
we have a guest in. We talk a bit of faith.
Because not everyone can have Finnegan's flat beer.
You can't. Although I'm going to let you know we have Nugget of the Week every week. So that's the listener who has the funniest comment in the chat.
Or the best comment. So it doesn't always have to be the funniest. It's just the one we deem.
It's just the one we deem as memorable.
Yes.
And so your comment, if you're the winner, basically... We call it merch. It sounds a bit grand that because what it is what is it?
You get
a couple of beer mats
with his scabby face on.
And
have you seen them?
I haven't. No.
He's got cold sores on the picture on his gob. He thought no one had noticed.
Can I take one away?
You get some. Yeah, we're not paying you to be here. What a cat! I didn't cut the camera to you quick enough.
Did you get it?
I didn't get it. But you caught that. That was impressive.
Bit of dodgy photoshopping on there. Still a bit of neck.
I've got a big neck, haven't I? I mean, what
is
can I
it
say?
my neck or Alan's neck still on there?
It's a bit of both.
Do you know what? I made Alan's head a bit bigger than mine. I shrunk mine down a bit because I'm a little bit
vain.
No, I'm just anxious about the size of my head.
You have got a big head.
Well, that's but I'm sat next to you and I, so
Yeah.
I just lean back.
I've got
little
a
bit like
massive
that.
head.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it evens it out.
So we got that. We're going
So
to
nugget of the week. If you want some of those beer mats, but also one of Alan's
We'll-
bottles of beer,
We'll
I'll
get a
blow
story.
some bubbles
We'll get a
into you.
story back, won't we? Off Tim for the
Tim.
see if he can get on the wall.
I think it's a story about Mikey Ferguson.
Yeah,
so if
so,
he's watching tonight or not,
Brilliant.
Yeah.
we'll see.
And also we're gonna Linky's back.
Linky's
Popular
back.
demand.
If you've never played Linky before, we're going to play a game. Have you played Linky before, Tim?
I think so.
Memorable.
I'm gonna say I think so because I'm guessing the rules are slightly different in some way.
Oh no, well,
Right.
no,
No, the same.
No, no.
Same rules.
We've not gone to any effort to change it up at all, mate. It's the standard.
Do you think we put prep into this?
So we'll play Linky later.
Yeah, and
Your help is needed at home at that point.
Yeah.
Basically, your help is needed to. It really is because
It's quite
quite
quiet
tough,
in here
often.
when we start playing that.
it's not been popular, Linky, has it? But I'm sticking with it because
Tom's adamant that you're gonna
you'll get it
love
eventually.
You're gonna love it.
There's a child's version of Linky that I've threatened to bring in, but people think I'm being a bit harsh to our audience.
Oh, wow.
You meant me then, not the audience. You meant me, didn't you? Yeah.
Okay.
And then we've got Tom's top tips.
I haven't thought of any this
later.
week.
Well, we might have Alan's awful advice for the change.
Okay.
then. Okay.
That's
So we'll see what happens.
and look at this. Oh yeah,
What?
people were already saying that. We definitely need Alan's awful advice back this week.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking of going to bring it this week.
Gav Williams has said, "Can we buy the beer mats on Amazon? Do we sell these on Amazon?
We can do. We can do, Gav.
How much would you
How
pay
much?
for it, Gav? I'll drive it over."
Personally deliver it and sign it.
Yeah.
Just buy us a coffee, will you?
In fact, Gav, if you buy us a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/Finnegans. Did you do that before you come, Tim? We normally make guests do that.
I've got no idea what you're talking about, to be honest.
If you want to support the pod, you can buymeacoffee.com/Finnegan and we'll send you some beer mats. Or Alan will drop them off, whatever is less awkward for you.
I found out why Miriam hasn't got a beer mats.
Go on, why?
Because I wrote the envelope, I put the stamp on it, I put the beer mats in the envelope,
Yeah.
right? And Joyce said, I'll post that for you. Yeah?
Yeah.
Still in her bag.
Oh, Joyce. I gave you a lot of stick.
You gave
about
me a
that
lot of stick
week.
last week. And she came in afterwards and said, I've got a confession to make. It's still in my bag. I forgot to post it. Because she talks like that.
But Joyce, is that a fair impersonation of you? I do.
No, she's normally fuming, to be honest.
Yeah. So, Miriam, we give those to Tim to bring back.
We'll
to you.
give Tim two just in case Joyce never gets to the post office. You know what I mean?
Do you know what was real, Tim?
She's
As
gonna
I
kick my head
arrived,
in later, you know.
no, she posted them today.
Ah, Miriam,
You had-
they're on the way.
But
Hey!
that means
she's
it's
on
going to
holiday.
take longer for them to get there. Tim would have taken them back by
She's on
hand.
holiday anyway.
Son of
Miriam
horse.
is.
Yeah.
Oh,
So could get there before her.
Are we going to get a postcard from Miriam? That's the question.
Oh,
Yeah. Miriam, send us a postcard.
send it through.
Holiday
Tim.
hooves.
Holiday hooves.
Send us a picture of your feet
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the family
Yeah.
from holiday.
All the family's feet.
I think
That's
this
what
was
we
the thing I was most afraid of, to be honest with you. I'd seen about these feet pics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a Tom thing.
And are you claiming you didn't know what you were doing?
I can
Is that what
promise
you're
you,
claiming?
I am
Yeah.
very
Yeah. He's
naive
claiming.
to things, and I did not know that was a thing about feet pics, that people liked that sort of thing. And then apparently, that's now it's a thing. And Tao said,
He's got them lolly ices that are like feet, you know, and he licks them and everything. Honestly.
Tao said he's got a big head to go with his big toes.
Yeah,
He
you have got
can't
big
be
toes.
top heavy.
He has got big
Said-
toes.
That's quite good actually, Tao.
Maybe
Yeah.
you should do some more of these, but with feet on.
Do you know?
Way forwards.
Your feet, claws, like talons. They are talons.
Gav's offering us steaks for the beer mats. I
Whoa.
tell you what, Gav, that is a deal.
Gav, how many beer mats you want, mate? We haven't
you know
seen
what,
Gav for
though?
ages, you know. We should have Gav on.
We should have Gav
Because
on.
honestly, we
especially
had
if he's going to
Gav.
bring some steaks.
We had Gav come to the church once and do a cooking thing,
He did.
and then they did the hottest chili in the world kind of thing. Eat it. Oh, him and someone else.
A Naga chili. It
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Nearly killed this fella. Nearly killed him.
Who was
honestly.
that?
It was,
Sean Edwards.
It wasn't he?
Sean-
Did he do it
Sean
in
Edwards
that one?
did it. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember Gav did it, didn't he? But he's obviously done it a few times.
Gav was just like not phased.
Yeah,
he's
messing, isn't he?
Yeah. I'm convinced he just ate a normal
and then
chili.
Sean, and then some other lads did it as well. I think there was at least 3.
Yeah.
And this other lad was in the car park being sick and everything. It was just, but he wants to come on here and get us to do it with him. That's not happening, Gav. No, that's not happening. That's not happening. I will die. I get the hiccups off a chili on a kebab. The sauce.
Before we go to ask Tim a few questions, I want to tell you, Tim, when I arrived at the house today, the door was open and Alan and Joyce were stood there, just like in silence as I turned up.
We were playing statues.
And basically, they could hear a squeaking noise and they thought they had a mouse.
Oh.
So for ages there, we just stood there going, oh, is there a mouse? Is there a mouse? And we stood there like that.
I don't think we've still come to the bottom of it.
Every so often, Alan would rock forward and backwards. And basically, he's broke his trainies, that little air bit at the back.
I don't think
he thinks it's a mouse that's been following him round. I've never seen anything so ridiculous in my life. Just walking around like that. I just don't get it. Every time I move, it's like it's following me.
He's a knob.
From London.
People are watching. Some people from St Helens are watching this.
They'll know exactly what I mean.
Behavior. Okay, right. Well, let's get into it then. Let's have people. We got people here from St Helens who have come for the main man over here. So let's. You've written some questions. Alan's even done some prep this week.
I have. I've done some prep.
Go on, lead us away with some questions.
So first thing, Tim, for those that don't know you, just give us a brief. Who are you?
I've got to interject at this point as well because this is hilarious.
Here we go.
So,
I'll tell you what, do you want to do any prep for this lately? I've got a new job, mate. I can't do it. I'm all stressed. I've got no time to write a question.
Alan's done the prep for once, you know. So basically,
I'm fuming.
He thought, I'll walk the guests through the questions, you know, in case there's any tricky ones. So, and Tim can correct me if this is wrong. Alan basically went, right, Tim. First question I'm going to ask you is...
Is that what I sound like? Yeah. Do I sound like Carl Beach? Do I?
He's a bit like
Ray Winston.
Ray Winston, that's what it is. So he's a bit like that. So he goes, right then...
He's a scout.
I'm doing the hands. And so he's going, right, Tim, I'm going to ask you the first question. The first question is, tell us a little bit about yourself. So at that point, you can say, you know, my name's Tim. And Alan proceeded to tell Tim about himself. And I thought that was brilliant. But let's hear the real...
I do realise that sounds mad.
Yeah.
But I was basically saying to him, don't give us too much detail because we're going to get into it.
Okay. Well,
and you knew that, but you still brought it up.
That's all right. Do you know what? Not Adrian's got a good shout for Nugget of the Week. Adrian Briodi. Is he one of your guys, Adrian? Do you know what? He's got an even better chance because we don't like to pay postage for prizes. So if you can take it back with you.
Nike Air Mouse 110s, absolute belter. I have literally got 110s on them.
Nike Air Mouse 110s.
I haven't worn them for ages. Put them on today and I've got mice following me everywhere.
Tim, you'll know this as well, even though you're in St Helens. What are the tops? What are the tops that all the lads are wearing nowadays as well? What's the make?
He won't know.
St Helens.
Do they not do that? Are they all topless and St Helens?
They're still on ski jumpers, Tom.
Okay, Monterex. Have you heard of Monterex?
Yeah,
okay, there you go. So Alan's got...
It's not Monterex.
It's not Monterex. It's like the Audi version. It's Monterrain.
Wait, have you got a profit?
Actually, this is the proper version.
Why?
This is not from Aldi, you divvy.
Monterrain?
Yeah.
It's not Monterex.
Look it up.
None of the kids
Google
are wearing
it.
that.
Monterey, Google it.
He's doubling down. It's not the real deal.
It is.
He's wearing
Aldi.
Says him with a flowery shirt.
I love Aldi. I love Aldi. Do you know what? I wasn't wearing this, and I thought, I'm going to put the extra. I'm going to go the extra mile because we've got some in from St Helens tonight.
Oh right, yeah.
So
you thought I looked like a wall as well.
So that's all.
He thought we've got someone in from St Helens. I need to dress like a wolf. I've just upset everyone from St Helens.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm never going there.
That's a roundabout way of saying. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Tim.
Well, it's difficult follower. I'm a crossbreed, I guess, because I was born in Ormskirk.
Yeah,
but I've grown up in Bootle, Kenny, and then currently live in St Helens. But yeah, so I'm Tim. I lead a church in St Helens called the Mount. Got a wife called Grace. We've got 2 little boys who are the naughtiest ones in our church by an absolute street.
That's always, I've got that tough thing as well. Like when Pete's in tonight, and often hear he'd do the kids' work, and he's got to come back and be like, "I'm really sorry, Tom, but your kids were horrendous. They're absolutely horrendous."
Do you know what, though? I think it's a good thing. Like,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Pete's kid's pretty bad, isn't he? As well?
Oh, Caleb.
He's probably watching. Caleb.
He is. That's it. Alan, we have some of the young people from church watch this, and then they send warnings to Alan through the chat. You know, like you're going to have it, and on Sunday, and then they do. They come for you.
Well,
don't
on
they?
Sunday she came up for a sweet, didn't she?
Yeah.
The one who was like giving me stick last week, and I went, "Boy, me and you got beef."
Yeah.
Just looked at me.
It is tricky though.
I
isn't
love
it?
Caleb. Don't get me wrong, but he's hard work, isn't he?
Pete, don't believe a word of it.
Sure,
But that you feel a bit bad
Pete's
when
looking
you're the minister
you
and
know
you're
what? No,
and the kids.
I think it sets the tone. We want kids to feel welcome,
We
and
do.
you know, our 5-year-old literally was doing like parkour behind someone trying to do the preach in church.
Oh, I love it.
And he's having a great time, and you know, he invites other people to church, so I'm quite happy with that. You know?
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
nice.
I'm also an Evertonian, and I feel pretty uncomfortable, if I'm being honest.
Everton
with
top
the
above
amount
your
of
head.
memorabilia that I
Everton
can
top
see.
above your head.
There you go.
Who did you get that from?
Danny, my son-in-law.
Nice.
Everton top on the
Good to
bench.
see them
2
there.
Everton tops on the pool table in front here as well,
Oh, that's good.
just underneath the
Feel a bit
Liverpool
better
one.
now.
So you know you're not too bad.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So
Haven't
you
put them up yet.
so you're a reverend,
I am.
but what about growing up then? Tell us about that. I'm just looking at Alan's question.
Yeah, no. So yeah.
Stealing your
Yeah,
art
that's
there.
it.
You know.
It's making it look like
So
I've done
I know
something.
your dad quite well.
I know you.
Me and your dad go for coffee quite a lot.
You do,
And
yeah.
so I know he used to be a police officer
He did.
and then he became a vicar.
Yeah.
So at what point in your life was them things and how did you feel about that? Because both of them jobs can be pretty like...
Oh yeah, crazy. Yeah. So he grew up in Ormskirk, lived next door to my best mate as well, to be honest. So we just jumped over the hedge at the back and played football together all the time. Nice house, big garden. Dad worked down the road at the police station. Was a police officer, and my mum was a teacher. And just had quite a good life, really. To be honest with you, everything felt like it was quite close, and it was a nice place to live. And
quite a good life, and then my dad decides to become a vicar and go to Bootle.
Yeah, basically, yeah. My sister went missing for a good amount of time, and we had to literally try and like track her down.
Your sister older than you're younger?
She's older, yeah. She's older, and I was just like, I don't even know how to react, to be honest with you. It's such a shock to the system, and even like where we moved to in Bootle, like we were a few streets away from the school that you nearly set fire to. So pretty rough area. And the garden, you've gone from having grass to having like a really small square. I'm really good at keep-ups because I just used to go out and do keep-ups in my little square outside.
Where did you live in Bootle? I'm from Bootle originally, you see.
Yeah, so it's called like... I literally can't remember now.
Can't remember the name.
No.
If your dad's watching,
Yeah.
which is highly unlikely.
Yeah, highly unlikely.
He
to
won't
be
watch
honest.
this nonsense. He's far too good.
There's a lot of love for your dad, though, Tim. People
He's a good lad.
do like you.
Top man.
He
top
is
man.
a good man. He is a good lad.
Yeah, I mean, like, fearless man, to be honest with you. Like you learn that from police. Obviously, like, he'll probably tell you some stories about nearly dying. About
We
10
should
times,
have him
like.
on, you know.
Yeah.
We should.
He'd
We
be
should
good.
have him on.
Yeah, it'd be good. And then so turning to be a vicar, I think everyone was a bit of a shock to the system.
Yeah. So,
Um,
was he always going to church? I know we're interviewing
Yeah, I
your
mean-
dad now.
Can I ask questions about your dad back?
Yeah,
or-
you can ask him about my dad, but you won't want the answers. To be fair, was he already going to church and then felt a call to go to being a vicar
I mean, you'd have to
as
ask
you were a
him.
kid?
Yeah, we went to church.
Okay.
It's a pretty straight church, as it were. Like quite traditional. I think we were the only kids. Did a lot of colouring in of Jesus.
Oh, nice.
Um,
okay.
I'd learned a lot about him, but I don't know. I never really felt like it was for me, if I'm being honest. And I believe there was a God. I believe that a God existed. I didn't think we were an accident, but yeah, I didn't. At that point, certainly wasn't a Christian, and I liked the idea of this fella called Jesus, but it didn't feel like it was for me, basically.
Okay, so what happened then for that to change?
Yeah, a lot.
Because
to
you're
be
now a
honest.
vicar. So
Yeah, a lot.
something must have happened. And at what age was that?
Yeah, so we moved to Bootle, find that there's quite a big
Most
group.
people want to find God when they move to Bootle from Ormskirk. Not gonna lie to you. It's like, oh, God help me.
Moved to Bootle,
Shock.
started praying.
No, do you know what? It was a big shock. I mean, kept going to the same school in Ormskirk, but basically, like we lived there and went to the church. Then there was actually people my age, like a lot of people who were youth workers then are like friends now today. And my sister was one of those. And I still remember actually my sister, so one of my youth workers at the time, and I remember being sat in a circle at this church where they were doing a youth group, and she was, well, this person, the classic sort of trying to get young, like there was a leader that was trying to get young people to like pray out loud. Basically, that was the be all and end all. And even said a prayer, one of those classic prayers where they're just saying what they want to happen. Yeah. And that's it. So it was like, dear Lord, I just pray that young people would pray out loud. And you kind of sound like really uncomfortable.
Really pray that Tim would say something this week.
Like, so we're like giggling as well. And my sister's a bit older and she's kind of one of the leaders. And she just kind of steps up in that moment and she just prays the scousest prayer you've ever heard in your whole entire life. Jesus, just thank you that you're sound and that, and it's been decent. We've had a top day and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
I remember being sat there and just thinking, I like that. That's really impacted me because it was just so simple. Like it was actually felt like Jesus was a friend rather than this distant.
It was real.
It
was a real thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get like when it's praying, like people. Like I say that earlier, when you say "let us pray," you just hear people shuffle, and they like shuffle,
like a telephone voice. It used to be.
Hang on, God's looking.
Just
talk differently. And I love that. There's something pure about just a natural kind of just chatting. I
Definitely.
like that,
and I think that's that connection from it being. Actually, I'm thinking to myself, actually, if it's something that impacts her life and she, makes a difference there, then it's going to make a difference for me too. Do you know?
So was that St John and St James's?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know St John and St James's. I went there when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yes. Went there when David Rauch was the vicar at that time. They had a boys'
Rauchy.
brigade. Rauchy.
Oh, loved Rauchy.
He's dead. No, sorry. Promoted to glory.
Got dark there.
So, used to go when I was a kid, boys' brigade, all that type of stuff, and you had to go to church, or you couldn't go on the holiday. I've said that before, but so it's classic Christian bribery, boss. But that was the first time I ever made any sort of move towards God. I was a kid, and it was in the hall bit. The church was open at that time. It's shut, didn't it, after a while? But it was in the hall, and I remember some bishop came and asked people if they wanted to become a Christian to come forward and kneel down at the front and get prayed for. And I went forward as a kid.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I know. I totally forgot about it until someone was asking me to tell me how I started going to church.
They erase those memories, don't they, when you join the Baptist church? Anything?
But it's like, oh, it's okay. He started in the Anglicans, so he's kosher. Yeah, he'll be all right. This lads, So St John, St James's, I've got a big kind of connection there.
Amazing.
Myself personally.
Amazing. Yeah, good place. Like there's some of the people I went on to work with, to be honest with you, a number of years later at Y Kids as well. And they'd tell you that I was one of the naughty ones, to be honest with you. So yeah, bit of a change from that. But yeah, so good, kind of went to church there. And again, like I went because there was friends, not necessarily because there was a faith, let's say. And so went there, and then my dad came home again and said, listen, we're moving again. This time we're going to Kensington. And again,
for those that don't know the Liverpool area, I'm from Bootle. I love Bootle. It's quite
lively,
real and lively. Yeah, Kensington. It's not London, okay? It's on another level.
Of opposites.
I'm literally alienating myself to most of our audience at the moment, aren't I?
I'm not.
Don't get me wrong.
Anything.
I mean, you go. It is lively and it's fun, isn't it? But it is a different level. I think
crazy
because it's nearer the city centre. I think
it is. Yeah. And like we turn up for the first church service, and we've not been at this point. This is the first time my dad's like kind of brought us along. and it's in a school. Still remember it. Walk in. There's a lot of people who are over 80, and that's kind of it. That's fine. There's like 10, 15 of them, and it gets to the worship, and someone gets up with a flute and a CD to do, and I just turned to my dad and I said, "Listen, like, you're in this by yourself." Like,
flute and a CD.
Yeah.
We think it's bad when I sing worship.
it was difficult to sing along to.
Dear. People don't get the church kind of amateur Christian worship leader, do they? I mean, because I'm going to get in so much trouble.
He's talking about me, basically. When I ever go on my guitar, I give it a little go.
No, you're proper good compared to what I'm going to talk about. I remember sitting in a prayer meeting once, right? And someone had invited someone to bring their keyboard to it and play some songs.
Yeah.
And they literally had their boom, boom, boom,
I don't mind a bit of that.
Right. And they were playing it. And
Hmm.
they're literally, the timing was it was awful. It was absolutely awful. Right. And this is no word of a lie. Honestly, cross my heart, all that. Right. I literally sat there with my head in my hands and I prayed, God, one of us has got to die. Please let it be him.
This is what you say years later. You took his funeral.
I haven't know. He's still alive. I hope he's not watching this because he doesn't know that story. But honestly, I was just like, this is terrible. So I feel your pain.
Yeah.
But carry on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just while we're going, just
questions.
any questions for Tim, throw them in the chat.
Yeah.
Welcome a few. Peter Finnegan remembers Rouchy.
Uh-huh.
Is Peter Finnegan related to you?
Don't think so.
Okay.
Might be.
Yeah, thanks for watching. And Chazza's in tonight, all the way from Australia.
Oh,
Chazza,
Great.
nice to have you here, mate. Emmanuel's in, and loads of St Helens guys. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Chazza, thank you for noticing. What a lovely shirt you're wearing tonight, Tom. Thank
Chazza, are you messing, lad? Literally, Chazza, are you messing?
Look at that. Have you seen that film with The Rock where he makes his pecs pop?
Just the same.
It's like,
You making your cakes pop. You can see down there.
So where were we anyway? Where were we? Get your questions coming in for Tim and St Helens lot. If you've got a funny story about Tim,
Yeah, let
be
us know.
shy.
Tell
Keep
us.
it to yourself.
keep it
So
to
we've
yourself.
talked about how your faith developed for yourself. Because
Yeah.
you're in Kensington and you're in this on your own, Dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
Basically.
is awful.
I like walked away big time, like church wise. Just was like, this isn't for me. I mean, like few different few things going on with friends who were Christian friends, and like sort of not really having that same support network, should we say, and feeling a little bit lost, and end up in university doing a course called building design. Building. I don't remember, it's that long. It's basically project management.
How old are you?
Honestly, building design and technology, man, it's something ridiculous. And I didn't even know what it was, but I only took it because I never went into school enough, basically. And they wanted the tick box to say I would go to university. Couldn't get a reference off my English teacher to do what I actually wanted to do. My PE teacher said he'd give me one, but I couldn't do PE because I wasn't very good at science. So I ended up doing this project management course because I thought, you can maybe earn a little bit of money at the end being a project manager. Go live in Dubai for a little bit, enjoy that.
Yeah.
And I went for a year, and I was sat in a 4-hour lecture on how bricks are made. And in hour three, in front of about 600 people in a lecture theatre, I just stood up and was like, nah, this isn't for me. I need to leave. And
So
I
you weren't
literally got
happy
up.
with the flute and the CD. You weren't happy with the bricks.
Yeah, that's it.
I did a
You're
white.
hard to please,
maybe
you.
it's me.
Yeah.
I left school and did a YTS, like youth training scheme, and on me, the first day, someone cut the arms off me coat with an axe.
He's making this up.
I am not making that up.
Christian shouldn't lie, but he does.
I'm not making it up. They cut
Someone
the
cut-
arms, a sheepskin back in the day, 80s, right?
Yeah.
Arthur Daly, whatever his name was, sheepskin,
And
and they cut both arms off me coat.
were you wearing
with
it
an
at
axe.
the time?
No, thankfully. Otherwise, I wouldn't have my arms, would I? Honestly, wow, terrible.
Yeah, it didn't go like that for me. To be fair. Yeah, I just jumped out the back, to be honest with you, and went and spent my student loan. And then
Fair enough.
I rang my dad and I said, I just can't do this. Like, I need something else. And found the course in journalism, which is what I wanted to do originally. Jumped on that, Liverpool College, and did that for a year. And through that year, kind of realised I wasn't meant to do that either, which is another story.
You're basically going to tell us that you tried every job, and the only people left would say,
that's how you become a vicar. That's how you become a vicar. That's the normal path. Try everything else.
We've given you a flute. You didn't like that. You did the bricks. So there's your top collar.
That's the first question they asked.
Yeah.
And out of that, I was like I kind of struggled to find what was next. I mean, kind of went looking, and there was a 6-month role at White Kids, which is a children's charity. I know you've had Claire and some of the people on, and it was for a press officer basically. And so I turned up for this interview, and I've told Claire this since, but I turned up for this interview, and she knew me from Bootle days. And as I walk in, she goes, "Oh, it's great to see you." And like one of her first questions was worded a little bit like, because you're a Christian. And I just had this moment where I was like,
am I?
Yeah, I suppose I am. Like it dawned on me like what God had done. He just began to pick me up and put me on this this path that I was actually meant to be on. I'd kind of gone off doing my own thing, thinking about money, all that kind of stuff, a bit lost, and then ended up in this place where, after 3 months in this 6-month job, she turned around to me. I barely done that job, and she turned around and she said, "You're not meant to do this, but you're in the right place." And so ended up writing projects and doing all kinds of different things, planting a youth cafe church there, working in the Hawthorns, where Alan has his picture on the wall so they can bar him, keep him out, doing a bunch of things and having an absolute blast. It was great.
I mean, he says he ends up in the right place by God picking him up. It's better than getting vomited out by a fish.
That's it. Jonah style.
I mean, it's true. Yeah.
So you originally started for White Kids and you kind of weren't sure about faith.
Yeah, very much still still believe
because
as
that's
a
a
God.
full-on place, isn't it?
Yeah,
White Kids. Yeah,
it's a place.
Yeah.
Not the word sure of it. White Kids.
No, I don't mean it's not a real place. I meant that their faith is front and center. That's what I meant.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah.
And I think that there's people there basically who now lead churches across Liverpool, but at the time were youth workers and kids workers, and so spent a lot of time with them. They invited me to events, all kinds of different denominations across the board. Some of it was extremely weird, some of it was incredible, and seeing God do some amazing things, like people cured of cancer and stuff like that, and just thinking, wow, what on earth's going on? Wow. And the questions in me began to sort of just start then. I remember sort of a number of times God just speaking to me about properly trusting him, putting my faith in him and going for it. And there's been difficult times along the way, but it's the best decision I've ever made, so it's good.
Fabulous. So
Manuel keeps asking if he can ask a question. Just ask it, mate.
Just write it.
Just write it in there.
You can't
and we will.
phone up.
He's Saeed. That's Saeed, I think.
Saeed, of course it is. Yes. Saeed. He's from Iran. He wants to ask Reverend Tim a question. Sounds very formal. I feel like he might be.
It won't be formal at all. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
That's it. People are saying my shirt looks like a set of curtains.
Not even that nice.
Can we put the shirt on the wall? No, is that not?
I think we ought to put it on a fire.
Honestly, that's what people are wearing nowadays.
Klopp would look good, didn't it?
Emma bought this for me. That's how you know it's good.
Oh, sorry.
She buys all my clothes. Emma, they're picking on me.
Picking on you?
Yeah. Here all right, we're going to do that, Saeed, that question, but let's just get through this little bit.
We're going to wait a minute, Saeed, because we're not sure.
So then so you've kind of, and I think that's for a lot of people, like faith kind of, you do get these stories of like these big moments where it's like, big conversion moments. And sometimes people feel like that's the only way you can come to faith. But my experience has been with the majority of people, it can't sometimes is a slow realization like that. And do you know what? That's no less significant than any other. And so people will suddenly like almost dawn on them. They go, oh yeah, I am putting faith in God. Like maybe I wasn't even sure I believed in him, but all of a sudden I'm trusting him a bit. I'm praying. I'm asking him about stuff going on in my life. We've even seen that recently in church, haven't we? A couple of stories this week where people have just put on Facebook, like incredibly brave, you know, like most of our church won't even acknowledge they know us on Facebook. But some people just who are new to the church just sending out messages just saying favorite day of the week, go off to church, you know. And just that God's with them, and he's, you know, that they're praying and putting their trust in him. It puts me to shame sometimes. I think I'm supposed to be a minister, and these people, I say, putting their trust in God more than me sometimes. It's just humbling, beautiful. It is humbling,
especially when you see what we do as church. I mean, it's not it's not rocket science. You know, we're not slick, we're not cool, we're not, are we? You know,
well, apparently not with this shirt.
Well, you're not.
Chris is saying
you're playing the part really well.
Loving the Mr. Tumble cosplay. That's what someone said. The Mr. Tumble cosplay.
That's incredible.
I don't know what that means, but it's funny anyway.
Mr. Tumble. He's the fellow on a kids' TV, but he's not exactly got a six pack. Say that.
Okay.
So
making a pass.
So I don't know how that relates to me.
Pops up everywhere, Mr. Tumble.
So that's incredible. Then, Tim, for you. That's the journey you had really around your faith, just kind of growing.
Yeah,
and
then
journey. Obviously
I think that's it. I think it's an adventure, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And we talk a lot about this idea of encouraging people to explore faith, because it's not something that, you know, it just instantly happens, you know. And actually, that's not what the Bible says about it. It says it's a muscle that we need to grow, and we need to be around other people that we can help other people. So. I think definitely like this idea of sort of almost as well, like looking back, reflecting and going, oh yeah, you were there. And you did help me through that. And actually, you know, if I'd have gone into some of the things that I thought were right for me, I'd be a completely different person and not someone I want to be, you know? So yeah, definitely a journey. And I think encouraging other people to go on that and just being really comfortable. You know, the disciples on it, and they're a mess, aren't they? Like, just they're an absolute mess, but they're on a journey. And
it's talking about you again, Tom. So, White Kids.
Yes.
You've ended up at White Kids almost by default.
Yeah.
Sounds like a little bit, but it's the right path, right? What's your highlights? Because we've had Claire on talking about huskies and falling in the way and all that, wasn't it? Wasn't that what she did? Yeah. So, what was some highlights of being in White Kids? Because I know it's quite a busy place.
It is. There's so much happening.
Yeah.
People at home, to be fair, were saying you did used to be in a boy band, and I think we've seen video evidence
we have
of
seen
this.
the video evidence.
Video, have you?
Yeah, we've seen.
Right.
Who was it who showed?
Mikey?
Or Pete, maybe.
Mikey, it was.
Pete's in there.
Yeah.
No, Pete was in it. Mikey showed it because it was something to do with Mikey. Mikey brought the video to us.
Yeah.
So just that was part of a holiday club we did, and so that it was like that was the thing, and then out of that, people tried to book us for things, so we ended up doing charity gigs.
What, the band?
Really? It actually carried on.
We thought we were messing. Everyone else began to be like, "You should go on Britain's Got Talent."
Yeah. Everybody,
rubbish.
Put your hands up.
Is that the song they did?
JLS. Sorry,
wasn't as good as that, to be honest with you. But yeah, we were just having a laugh, to be honest with you, and we actually called it Trendy MB. Was the name, and I knew you had Ian on. But the reason we called it Trendy MB is because Ian wore these boots, which we called Trendy Man Boots.
Right.
And we just
so you named them after
we never
Ian's
actually
boots.
told Ian.
He now knows. And he does watch occasionally.
There you go, Ian. It was after you.
Ian's Trendy Man Boots.
How do you end up becoming a vicar then? Because one thing, and I just think that's interesting because there is a whole there's a number of people from that era of Y Kids who do go on to lead churches and stuff. But for you, how does that happen? Are you going to add something useful here, or do you want to keep?
I'm going to say most of the members of vicars, not Baptist ministers. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
But, yeah.
I wonder why. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, do you know what? Y Kids is an incredible place. Like, it empowers young leaders. It encourages you to make mistakes, to be creative, to try things. And we were given that opportunity, really, and it was a privilege, and trusted and backed and supported and loved. And so massively grew there, massively saw God at work there. And so, and at the same time, there were challenges. So I had bad days.
Tell us about them. Come on. We love bad days on this podcast.
I feel like I should tell the story.
Come on, tell us a story. Bad day story.
Pete was involved in doing like a presentation, like so an assembly basically in front of a full school. And I think it was on Daniel, and they'd been practicing for weeks. And I managed to get out of doing those things, partly because I wasn't very good at it, but also partly because I didn't want to do it. And I think I wanted to try and play the role of cool youth worker, just sort of like sit at the side, say hello at the start, sit back down, thank them, move on, and people not think I'm a little bit weird. And I turn up and I'm thinking, right, so I'm just gonna say hello to people, and that's that. And Claire sees me and she goes, "Oh, I'm glad you're here." She's like, she's already a bad start. She goes, we're missing the person who does this particular job in the presentation, and we need you to do it. And I'm like, okay, you're gonna need to tell me what that job is before I decide whether I want to do it or not. And she was like, "No, you're doing it." And she basically says, there's a bit where Daniel's mates go into the fiery furnace, and in that point, what I want you to do is, here's this hat, and it's a fruit bowl hat, right? And this hat is glued to your head, and it goes up as high as Marge Simpson's hair, and it's just fruit everywhere, everywhere. And I want you to go on, and I want you to just dance around to the song "Feeling Hot, Hot, Hot."
Feeling hot, hot, hot.
For 2
What
minutes.
one's that?
Feeling hot.
Oh yeah, I know that one. Yeah, go on.
That's it.
Did you do it?
I did it, but
and you were no longer the cool youth leader.
yeah. I mean, there's no video footage, but that hat didn't resurface.
There's got to be video footage of that somewhere.
That hat did not resurface.
No.
No.
They glued it to your head.
No, you don't glue it, but it was sort of like a swimming hat. That's how you put it on.
Yeah.
So it would cling to your head. And and I'm dancing around with that, and I'm just thinking, why did I come?
And so that was the point when you decided to become a
that
vicar.
was the moment.
That did
I was
it.
like, I need to leave.
You need to get out of this place.
Yeah.
No, so we did some youth work there. It was a lot of amazing things. We had Alan come and actually speak to some of our young people at the time, and I think
not sure that was helpful, to be honest.
There was a lot of work we had to do afterwards.
Not counselling.
And
You
again, none of them
invited
came back to
Alan
start there.
to come and speak to your young people.
Yeah.
Crikey.
Got him
That's
to
when he was naive and young.
got him to play fear pong.
Fear pong I had to play,
What is that? What's fear?
You never played fear pong?
No.
Oh, we'll have to have a game with you.
Instead of beer pong,
Yeah.
you put like cold
Horrible stuff in
beans
cups.
and mushy peas and horrible sauce and all kinds in cups, and you have to, if you
Eat
get
it.
it in.
You have to eat it and drink
That's
it,
it.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I've not played that one.
Yeah, you don't want to, trust me.
So Alan came
Yeah.
to see you.
And we were doing this kind of cafe church thing. It was going really well, and
Yeah.
at the same time, I'm sort of I began helping at New Wine, doing some of the kids stuff in the summer. Did that for about 5 years.
And that's one of these festivals that we've talked about recently.
Yeah.
We went away. So it's a festival. Loads of Christians get together over the summer.
There's about 10,000 people at the festival. There's about 600 kids in your venue. And there's like, this is at that point, these are like 7 and 8, these kids. And so you've got them in this big cow shed that they've done up a bit more fun than that. And just have a laugh. But the things that God did through 7 and 8 year olds just blew my mind, to be honest. And seeing that and seeing a lot of what was happening at Y Kids and the reliance of faith on and trust in God and stuff. So I think all that sort of led to this point of me sort of beginning to ask a question of what next. And honestly, I'd put off the whole idea of being a vicar. Not because I don't like my dad, but
But you'd obviously seen the real side of being a vicar, not just everyone thinks it's just great, you work 1 hour a week on a Sunday all that type of stuff.
Yeah, he did, but that's not
Yeah.
You know what
No one's going to blow ourselves up, are we? Let's be honest. No one likes a grass, do they? So, but
no,
you'd
right.
seen as family members, you'd seen the cost of it, and yet you still wanted to do it.
Do you know, like Grace, my wife, her dad's a vicar as well. So
wow.
We're as mad as each other, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely seen all that and thought I could do it better. So that's a joke.
He's like,
He is, that's it. Are you free Wednesday nights?
He's already placed with Mikey a few times. Yeah.
And so you're now at this church in St Helens called the Mount, and we've got loads of your guys in tonight. So say hello if you're from St Helens and you are part of not Mikey's church.
Not Mikey's church. That's
No
a
one's
totally
part of
different
Mikey's
place.
church. But a part of
Mikey's
Tim's
let himself
church.
down. Look at him. He's gone, Mikey. He's proper gone, him.
But so that's kind of a new approach to church, is it? What's happening at St Helens at the Mount, and tell us a little bit.
The Church of England.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tell us a little bit about that, because it does sound exciting.
Because we're jealous, basically.
We are.
So
Yeah.
we just want to know how
You
we
just
get.
want me to say we got given £15 million and
Did
we
you-
could do
is
what we
that
want.
wow?
Swim report. No, we didn't.
No,
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
£15 million. You should have seen what Tim turned up in tonight.
They
While he's
haven't all-
driving.
He hasn't spent that £15 million on them containers. I'm not gonna lie. It's gone somewhere else. It's just resting in his account.
We did have John Rogers on, didn't he? Talking
Yeah.
about paying for the petrol with the offering. So it's not unprecedented. But I'm serious
we
about
didn't
this.
get
I want to know. I want to
Yeah,
know
I
about
do. Yeah,
the church.
we're
and-
only messing.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I know. So we were told there was an opportunity to plant a church.
Can we just go
Question
backwards
already?
slightly? Yeah,
Okay.
backwards slightly. So you were a cure. You were a cure at
Just
first.
cure at-
Where was that
At
first?
St Bart's in Highton.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fab. And
Um,
then you do your curacy.
yeah.
You get offered the vicar's.
Sort of, yeah.
Role.
So that was coming. You meant to be a cure for
Yeah.
a short time, and got a phone call saying that there's this thing that might be a good fit for
Okay.
you.
So they came after
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Tapped you up.
tapped up by
I've never
the
been
people that already
headhunted,
employed
Tom.
me.
No,
I know you have a couple of times, but I have.
they keep coming to ask.
Yeah.
Tapped up by the people that already employ me. Take anything I can get. So they just said, but basically there was money to plant a church 2 years before. Wasn't involved in
How much money?
any of that. No, honestly, not as much as you think. Honestly, like,
Let him speak.
yeah, let me
Go on.
finish. It was a grant we were given by the National Church to plant, and that hadn't gone well for whatever reason, or like it ended, kind of badly. And so
The vicar stole the money the first time around.
Could have been that.
Yeah,
could have been
I
that.
think so.
Yeah. Was it you?
Tom's been doing his research.
Go on. Yeah.
No, carry on.
You
carry
keep
on.
putting them off. Carry on.
Sorry, Tim.
So basically we were given this church building which is called Holy Trinity Par Mount, so it's shortened to the Mount. It's a nickname, and there was 10 kind of faithful people in this church, which in the 80s and 90s had hundreds of people in it. Basically, amazing charismatic renewal. It's written about in books about John Wimber's influence on the church in the UK, alongside like big churches that are still big churches today. And then there's Holy Trinity in Par Mount. And you could sense, even when you went there, even though the building was falling down, even though it's not in the most affluent area, should we say, you could sense that God was just there, and he was going to do something incredible. And so we moved actually in lockdown to St Helens, so we couldn't actually speak to anyone for the first year. We were
Brilliant, wasn't it? Wasn't it brilliant? Lockdown was my favourite part of ministry.
Yeah, I can imagine for grumpy introverts, it was the.
Oh, can we have another pandemic? That's all I'm asking.
Let's move
Come on,
on.
Jesus.
So my only experience of St Helens at that point was on a Facebook page about St Helens where everybody moans about everything, but I think that's just Facebook, to be fair.
Yeah.
Apart from obviously in your comments, and
You haven't read them.
and then secondly, where we live, you would come out of this road, and there's a main road, and there was 2 lanes, and as we would come out of this road, we would go into the lane that had no cars in, but the other one was always packed, and after the lights, which are just a few hundred yards away, you'd have to merge. So we'd drive in that lane, and every single time we merged, even though we had to merge and we'd had to pull into that lane, someone was putting the fingers up at us in the window. And so I'd be like, what's going on here? Like, what's this place? The last time, it was this proper sweet looking old man, Dicky Bow, like he just he just looked like really nice, you know, like he wanted to be his friend. And
He was
just
lost.
there with his finger up in the window to us. I'm thinking to myself, what have we got?
What am I
we got
doing wrong?
ourselves into? Yeah. Actually, in that moment, God really spoke to me about this idea that we were going to have to love as a church through a sort of tough exterior that people were going to put up, even if we didn't always get love back. And so that became sort of our mission statement: radically love, radically loving. And this idea that we love just because he loves us, not because people are going to love us back, basically.
It's good.
So yeah,
Still want to know how much you got.
I told you 15 mil.
Someone in the church,
Oh,
they got £17.46. That's what it was.
£17.46.
Yeah, it's a good offer. It's a good offer. In
Hey, I
that.
tell you
That's
what,
not
you got
bad.
more than us.
What I'll say is, you know, you're given a building that's fallen down,
Yeah.
and
I've been, so I've seen it.
Yeah. And so the money's for that, basically. You know, it's been soaked up in that in some ways. But
You've got to, have you put the big tent inside?
yeah, so as it's fallen down, we ended up putting a marquee up inside the building. But it's great. It's a really great space. And just God's done some incredible things there. And then we've also, next to it, there was a wildflower garden, which means we don't do anything.
It hasn't been cut. Rewilding.
And the wild was people doing drugs, basically. And so we were able to sort of like use that land to use some upcycled shipping containers, and then we've sort of made an event space and a cafe out of it. We've done like festivals over the summer.
It looks fab.
Like
I've seen it on Facebook and stuff. I haven't
it's
seen that. Wasn't there when I got there. Your tent wasn't there when I came. I think it wasn't long after lockdown, to be honest.
True, actually. Yeah.
But it looks fab, and it looks fab. And the church has grown.
Yeah, massively. Yeah. Just say like, I mean, Adrian is on the thing. You know, he's become a Christian in the last few months.
Has he? Adrian.
Yeah.
Good man.
Good lad.
Good man. He's not lost his sense of humour, which is good, because some people do when they become Christians.
That's it, right?
No, it's just stuff about you. No.
Stuff about me. Hey, Adrian.
Yeah, Adrian. Good lads. Good lads. And Lauren's saying she loves being part of the Mount. Lots of people with a lot of love for the church community there, which is
there
great.
anyone that loves being part of Emmanuel Baptist Church, by the way?
No, they're silent, like tumbleweed.
They all got off.
I'm trying to find Saeed's question.
Have you lost it?
There we go. And do you know what I'm passionate about as well? Like, often on estates or whatever, that you think
I'm excited for this segue.
No,
to whatever that question is.
That sometimes the church seems to abandon places that might, you know, you've got plenty of churches and, you know, areas where there's a bit of money, and, you know, but what about communities, you know, estate communities where, you know, actually people I find are really open to faith.
I think it's better in them places. I just think it's
so.
real.
It's real. That's it.
It's the word authentic gets used a lot, and it's usually used in the wrong context. But it's really authentic, isn't it?
Yeah.
With faith on some of the stuff we're hearing lately, just in our church. And as I said, what we do, honestly, it's really low level. Tech-wise, you can see what happened tonight. Okay. We came on, the cameras didn't work, there was no sound. It's basically like that every week, right? But somehow God's still doing stuff in people's lives. Yeah. And some of the things they're telling us is amazing, isn't it?
It isn't. Yeah,
I'm being serious now. I'm not
very
saying, I was saying to Mickey at the beginning of that conversation, but I'm now being serious. Some of the things they're telling us that's happening. And what I'm saying is, it has to be God, because it's not what we're doing. Honestly, it's not what we're doing. It has to be God doing stuff in people's lives, and it's fab.
Yeah, I think that's what we can do. We just have to offer. Do you know what I mean? Offer what we've got, and you know, we might not feel like that's enough in a lot of ways, but I think God does something really special with that. And that's definitely what we've seen, and I know that's what you've seen over the years as well. So.
And Adrian said, boss journey that. The first thing I said 5 months ago in church was, I don't believe in God. I love it.
That'll teach you.
Yeah. But what I love about that is, didn't believe in God, still come to church.
Yeah,
still come to church. Obviously, the church is doing something right in terms of people thinking like, I'm going to come and, you know, I can hang out here even if I don't believe in God. And fantastic.
Yeah.
So we've got an incredible...
What's Saeed's
it's him to talk.
Go on, I want Saeed's question.
Okay.
I was just going to be nice to my team. I was going to, like, they've got an incredible team, and they make people feel really welcome, whatever part of your journey you're on. We have a sign up that says "Come as you are," and we fully mean it. You know, like
he's got a cure that is like uber positive about everything.
That was what I was like when I first met you.
Yeah,
He
soon got
ground
that
me
out for you,
down.
didn't
He
I?
ground me down.
He's like Mr. Positive, isn't he?
Oh, are you talking about Aaron? You're
Yeah,
talking about
Aaron.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
he a curate? Is he a vicar?
He's an
I don't know.
ordinance, so he's training to
Oh,
be.
he's training.
He's not a curate yet. He's not
That's
qualified.
why he's still positive.
Yeah, early days.
That's why he's still positive.
Give him
He hasn't
5
been
years.
mugged yet.
Yeah.
Do you honestly spend 10 minutes with Aaron? You feel great.
Yeah, he's a
Oh,
great
that's
lad. I
great.
liked him. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I did. I'm taking the mickey, but I did
Yeah,
like
yeah,
him. I did. No, I did. I'm being serious again now. I
Sometimes.
move in between things quite fluidly.
Yeah. KJ says the
I'm still waiting
mount
for this.
changed my life.
Oh, well.
Great.
The mount changed my. Are these real people? KJ, is that?
Yeah, we've got bots.
Is that some sort of automated
We've flooded-
AI thing?
We've flooded your.
That's what you
comments.
spent the money on. That is what you spent the money on. AI for bots. These
It
people
was
aren't
worth it
real.
for now. It was worth it.
Adrian and KJ. No, I'm
Well,
only
still
messing.
wait- we're still
Here's a
waiting for the
question.
question.
I've lost it again now.
Yeah,
so I
I've
was
lost it
talking
again.
about
Sorry.
something else. Someone remind me. It was about chicken porridge. Chicken porridge. Is this a thing? Do you know what he's talking about? Because is he stitching you right up?
No, I stitched them up.
Go on, tell us.
Can
you please? Here we go. Can you please ask Rev Tim to talk about chicken porridge? Thank you. Sounds innocent enough.
Yeah. Saeed's Iranian. He claims chicken porridge is a normal meal that you would have for breakfast. When we first moved, and we still do some now, we get the leaders of the service to do a challenge. So we set them a challenge. And yeah, no, we'll revisit that. And I don't know if you've ever seen Michael McIntyre. I don't know if you talk about other comedians on
Yeah,
on the
we
show,
do. Yeah,
but,
of course we do. We've had Mikey on.
Oh,
Who does
as a
impersonation,
person,
Mikey
you know.
McIntyre. Yeah,
Mikey
yeah,
McIntyre. Yeah.
And he does the midnight game show. Have you ever seen that? Where he basically goes to someone's house in the middle of the night while they're asleep, wakes them up, and does a quiz with them. Yeah. We did that to Saeed.
Wow.
Yeah. Kirsty works for the church. She's a youth figure. She's married to Saeed. She was part of it, and she left the door unlocked. Me and Arthur, who we thought we'll be Michael McIntyre, who would dress up in suits, but both of us forgot, and we turned up. I had a Berghaus jacket on.
Balaclava.
He was head to toe in black.
North Face. North Face ninja turns up at his house.
We sneak in. There's a video of this obviously somewhere, but we sneak in and basically wake him up, and obviously he's absolutely terrified. Like, why would he not be?
But so, hang on.
And this is the vicar who's doing this to his congregation.
I like it.
No wonder people are saying the mount changed my life. The mount is the most welcoming place I've ever been to. Nathan, we're not buying it. Lock your doors at night, people. Lock your doors.
Make sure your doors and windows are locked. That's all we're saying. I want to revisit chicken porridge.
Oh,
yeah.
Because I'm actually now thinking, I want to try that. Because that sounds amazing.
Saeed,
We made
can you
them
make
eat
us a batch, please?
Yeah.
you don't want to try it. We
Oh,
made,
wow.
No, I do.
we made him eat it at like one in the morning when we came in.
And it was a thing. He
It was
normally eats
disgusting. He
it.
spat it out. But I mean, he claims that he makes it differently.
Okay.
So apparently, you don't just get a load of porridge
Bowl of porridge and throw some
and some cold
frozen
chicken.
chicken in it. Who knew?
Who knew?
Jamie Oliver. Yeah. He's safe.
That's it.
Lots. Do you know what? There's a mate. He must be doing something right,
Yeah, he
because
is.
there's a continuing amount
is.
of love for for all you're doing, and I'm trying to find some about Emmanuel, which is our church. Sal's just put
Oh, yeah.
Emmanuel changed my life. Still working out if it's for good or bad. Very good. Although, to be fair, here we go. Adrian, he's changed his mind now.
Yeah.
The mount, the mount changed my life, but I changed my locks.
Well done, Adrian.
Well
lad.
done, Adrian.
Adrian
You
could
get a
be
surprise
a week here,
visitor.
couldn't
He
he?
could be. He could be. Very
He's
good.
had a few, hasn't
What? Yeah, fantastic. Okay, right. What, have we got anything else? We've been going for a while now. Should we play a game?
Yeah, let's play a game.
Should we play? If you're watching from St Helens, I think you might be able to help us out here, because our Emmanuel lot struggle with this game, don't they?
It's because it's got words.
That's very patronising of you, Alan.
It's like words and
So-
association, isn't it? You know what I mean? We don't do that well, do we?
Come on, St Helens, show us how it's done. So, Linky, I'll tell you how we play it, Tim.
He's an expert, this lad.
He is. Basically,
tell.
how we play
Been
it is there's
practicing.
4 questions. 4 questions.
That all good.
Can I
It's the
talk,
last
please?
10 minutes, this section.
Can I talk?
Go on,
now?
then.
This is maybe why people don't get it, because you talk on top of me all the time. Joyce, I feel your pain. If you want to leave him, it's okay. You can stay in our spare room. Okay. Right. 4 questions.
You haven't got a spare room.
That's true, actually. Can afford to extend the upstairs. Just did the downstairs bit.
Sorry. Go on.
4
questions.
questions.
4 questions. 4
And
candles.
basically, don't give us the answers for the 4
Am I
questions, Tim.
You're playing.
Oh,
Oh,
don't,
great.
you're not
You're
just
playing
sat there,
against
mate.
me.
Okay.
Don't think you got off
And
the hook.
everyone at home.
So
Yeah.
when you say this 4, you're going to say something. I have to try and think of what the word is.
Yeah,
When
the
it gets-
association.
It gets easier than
I'm
what you say.
actually going to explain the game, Tim.
Supposedly.
So you just sit there for a second, mate, and chill out.
Okay,
You've had your
sorry.
turn. So 4 questions, and the answers basically keep those in your head.
Yeah.
In your head, Alan. And then we're looking for the link. And once you've got the link between those 4 answers, or you could, after the first one, you might think, I'm going to have a go at the link.
I'm like the
Don't do
missing
that
link.
straight away, because you are.
On the weakest link.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
And and if once you've got the link, what do you say, Alan?
Linky.
Linky. Okay, here we go.
And
Let
if
me
you don't
find
say
a good one.
Linky and just answer it, I can take the points.
Okay.
Alan,
That's
if you
important
like.
then.
'Cause
That's how Alan gets
That's
most
the only
of his
reason
points.
I win sometimes. I think I've only been beat once.
Here we go. So St Helens people, you're doing this. You're playing for keeps because the Emmanuel lot are mental,
Yeah.
and they get
It's-
all of
we're
these.
proper competitive.
Where would you find the TT races?
Okay.
TT races, Tim?
No idea.
Tiny Tim races.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm already
You're one
on
up
the win.
already. Come on to smartphones. What are the software applications more commonly known as? Common to smartphones. What are the... Oh,
Yeah, okay.
Let me drop the card. What are the software applications commonly known as? Just say it and just put it in the comments when you've got it.
Right, yeah. I've got
If you're not watching it live, then just scream it at your iPhone. If you what did the O2 Arena London used to be called? They're like 20 seconds behind live at home, so if they get it before you, it's like.
I've got the 3 answers.
Good.
But I still
We'll
don't
just
know
look for
what
the
the
link.
link is.
And what is the old-fashioned name for the jack in a pack of cards? Just shout it out when you're ready. Is Carolee one of yours?
One of yours. One of your.
I've, like,
One of your
literally got no
high
idea.
reads.
All of your guys are doing the answers for
I've
the
got
4
the
questions,
answers.
Great,
not
can
the
they help
link.
me?
I've got the answers, but not the link.
So the link is, say it at home. Shall I-
Let's do the answers
Go on
first,
then.
because we might get
First
a catch
question.
one. Isle of Man.
Isle of Man.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that one.
Second one,
Second one was
apps.
Yeah,
I got that one.
obviously.
That's the one I
apps.
got.
Next one, Millennium,
Millennium
Dome.
Stadium.
Yeah. Millennium
Millennium
Dome.
Dome.
Yes.
Yeah. Millennium.
And last one,
I can't remember what the question was.
Jacks in the
I
pack
don't
of
know- I
cards.
don't know that one.
Knaves. It's
Knaves.
Knaves. Tim's got it now.
Knaves. Have you got the
Knave.
knave? Yeah.
Boat.
Okay.
Knave. Knave.
Let's go on to the
Jack.
next one.
I don't know the answer.
It's something
I
to
got
do-
everything right, but I don't know
You
the answer.
should get this. I did that one specifically for you
Oh,
guys.
thanks. What is it? Oh, churches.
Didn't say Linky.
Linky.
Churches.
Churches. Ah!
Guessing.
Yeah. Isle, apps,
Beginner's mistake.
apps.
I don't get that
All
bit.
right.
Apps.
Sorry, that was a hard one. I admit that was a hard one. Let me find you a good one.
Dome. Had
Okay,
nothing
we
to
go.
do with the millennium.
Which let's do one more.
Oh,
Pick a good one, Tom
Isle of
Grant.
Man.
All right, I'll pick a good one.
good one.
So you're looking for the link.
I know the linky. I know the question answers. I still don't understand how we've got there. Isle of Man. What was that one?
Isle.
Isle.
Oh, come
I
on.
know. It could have just said island. That's an island. In Britain. That's an isle.
Oh yeah.
That's
I
terrible.
could have done.
That's terrible.
I don't.
I was thinking man, island, man.
You said nave and I said boats as well.
I was thinking millennium. I wasn't thinking dome.
Shall we do? Who got that one? Tim.
Nobody.
No, because you said it.
I
and
got
then
the
Tim
point.
got it.
Tim
Yeah,
got
yeah.
it
So
by
we're giving that
default.
point. Okay, here we go. I'm picking a
myself
good one.
down
Pick
there.
a good
Let
one, no
myself
said.
down there,
Pick a good
didn't I?
one. Okay.
Okay.
Barry White had what type? Have we done this one?
No.
Barry White had what type of male singing voice?
Okay. I'm guessing at that, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's the low one, isn't it? Just get.
It's the low one.
I'm guessing, yeah. That's sexy, I was thinking.
What kind of cars do G Whiz make? G Whiz.
Gee whiz.
What is it?
What? They make cars. They don't make cars.
G Whiz.
Dinky. It must be dinky.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Roman amphitheaters were made in their distinctive shape to improve their what? I don't know why I'm doing this with my
Sound
hands.
of
Yeah,
viewing.
yeah. Similar. A
Sound.
word similar to that.
I'll be honest, I'm not shocked this game hasn't worked before.
Come on
What's
at
it
home,
called?
please.
What's it called? I can't
Noise.
remember what it's
Surely,
called.
no.
So
No.
what was the first one? Should we do it together? No,
Yeah,
let's just
do it together.
wait.
go on.
Okay, so what you got for the first one?
Remind me.
Well, man, this is the question, Tom.
Barry White.
Baritone,
No.
bass,
I was gonna say
Bass.
bass.
Nick
yeah.
Walkden.
Bass.
Well done, Nick, at home.
Bass.
Thank you, Nick. You've restored my faith in our listeners.
He's from Emmanuel,
What
by
kind
the way.
of cars did G-Wiz make? What does it sound like? Whiz, like whoosh, whiz. Like
Toy
scare
cars.
electrics. What sort of cars are those?
Lecky cars.
Yeah. So you've got bass, you've got electric.
Guitars. Linky
You did
guitars.
say Linky again.
Guitars,
Did
yes!
say Linky again, Tim. That's another point for you. Well done, Nick. It was guitars. Gavin Williams has
I
said
ate that Linky.
Linky Anfield. I don't know why he's. I don't know. Should we do one more?
Yeah,
All
got to
right.
at least get one. I've got both of them up to now.
Okay.
Give them to him.
What do you mean? I got them.
He doesn't need any help, does he?
I'm an Evertonian. I'll take any goal. Any
Here you
goals.
go. This is a good one. Well done,
Own
Miriam.
goals,
Well
two own
done,
goals,
Pete.
I'll give you.
Open, yeah.
Well done, Pete and Miriam, but you didn't say Linky.
So that'll be my
that
point.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, you need to say Linky
Guitars. Well
first.
done. Well done. Which actor was born Carlos Erwin Estevez? Estevez. He's got a brother, Emilio Estevez.
Oh, I thought it might be him. So it's not him then.
He's like, liked my second name, but I changed the first one.
No idea.
They're brothers, aren't they?
I don't know.
What
Don't know them.
pudding was invented in honor of Dame Nellie Melba? Melba? There's a fruit
It's helpful
attached
if I
to
knew
that.
if any of those people were.
I can
Is that
see
with
anyone.
Yorkshire
Yorkshire Melba.
pie. Melba pie.
Melba pie.
Molten Melba pie.
I don't think that's that hard.
it?
Say it
Melba.
again.
You've got the answers in front of you, and I'm
What-
blind.
What pudding
I
was
can't even cheat.
invented in honor of Dame Nellie Melba? So it's named after her. So it's something Melba.
Something Melba.
No, but you changed the word
pudding is
something
something,
for something
obviously.
else.
That's not the name of the pudding. Something
Everyone's
Melba.
got
I'm
it
not
at
that
home.
stupid.
Peter, Gav, you're on to something. Keep going. What were Morgana, Sabrina, and Tabitha? Did you?
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
your generation, Tim.
Yeah, I know
Sabrina.
this one.
Witches.
Yeah, there you go.
Witches.
Don't keep
witches.
those answers to yourself, Tim, and just a link.
yeah, sorry. It's all right. I'll just wait for him not to say Linky. and then take it.
Yeah, that's it. So, and finally, so you've got just one answer, haven't
Yeah.
you, so far, which is name. Well, yeah, here we go. What are the second, sixth, and seventh letters of the alphabet? So, fingers at the ready. Second,
B,
sixth.
F, G. It must be.
Yeah. Well done. And the link is Emma's got it. Well done.
I'm
Can it-
gonna go Linky
Okay.
Films.
Films. What have you got? BFG and Witches.
Yeah, Witches of Easter.
All right. What are we doing next week then?
I was just so that's obviously not right.
It's not films.
It's not.
Shall I give you the clue
it's
then,
good,
Tim?
but it's not. What are you
It's-
giving him a clue
It's
for
not,
now?
it's not even
Linky,
good.
Linky, is it books? No.
It is. It is.
No, it's not.
mm,
It's good, but it's not right.
It's not. It's not what I've got
It's
on
good,
the
but it's not
card.
right.
The clue was
You got my
Sophie's
clue.
granddad.
Sophie's granddad. Who's Sophie?
I think she was a model. It was her granddad. Shall I give you Sophie Dahl? It was her granddad.
Roald Dahl books.
Didn't say Linky.
Oh, come off it.
Linky.
Come off it.
Linky, rolled our books.
3-0.
I made a books. I think that
3-0.
should have been.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I'm not having that.
So Charlie Sheen, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Peach Melba, James and the Giant Peach. Witches.
Peach Melba. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Have you never heard of Peach Melba?
No.
All right. Well, I think it works. I think that works. That
Move
game.
to fear pong, Alan. Move to fear.
Fear bomb. Well done, Gav. You're there.
That's got to be the worst game we've ever played on this podcast.
Right. Shall we?
Seriously. Terrible game.
Let's move on, shall we?
Yeah, let's, please.
Let's finish with a story, shall
Yeah.
we? Basically, for people who are watching at home and don't know, basically what happens is each week our guest tells a story and we listen and everyone at home listens. And then basically, if it's a great story, what happens, Al?
dreams come true.
The button doesn't work. You have to do it
Come on,
live. Come on, do it.
Get him on the wall, lad.
So if it's a great story, your name goes on the members list.
Yeah.
And actually,
Prestigious.
Crumpet Barbara is not yet on the members
No, we
list,
said
isn't she?
that.
So
Yeah,
we're going to throw her up there, aren't
We're
we?
going to throw Barbara up there. I don't even know what Barbara's watching tonight.
I was going to say, don't be
She is.
Crumpet Barbara.
She's. Do you know Barbara?
No. I know it was Crumpet Barbara because you just told me.
She makes crumpets in the college. Or she used to.
What?
Top. It was the only
Like
reason
a
I went.
I like a crumpet.
Yeah.
I like crumpet myself.
There we go.
Crumpet
So,
Barb.
Crumpet. Crumpet.
She's up there. She's up there, Barbara.
Barbara's up. You've made it.
We've made it. We've made it right.
So you're up there, and if it's a bad story, and everyone at home, there's a possibility because you talked about your dad being in the police that people won't have you in because they're a little bit concerned about that. But if they don't get in, what happens?
You're bad, lad.
You get barred. So everyone at
It's a lot
home,
messed
if
up,
you're
isn't it?
ready,
Then we can't talk to you ever again. So you might want to get bad.
Okay, yeah, sound, yeah.
that was the biggest loads of pants ever. Mark said. I don't know if she's talking about the game or what she's talking about. That was before you told the story.
Barbara's
She must have
crumpets,
been. Yeah, maybe. I think
she's made her mind up about your story already.
I think she's
Give me a
talking.
chance.
Yeah, I think she's talking about the game, isn't she?
I think so. It is pants, that game.
Go on then. Okay, sorry,
Okay.
Tim. Sorry, we've got. I feel like we've.
Don't be sorry.
We've
Your
Thanks
show.
for sticking with us. I feel like we've lost our way on this one a little bit. It's got away from us. Honestly, sorry, Tim. Go for it.
Yeah, so obviously because Mikey is a regular flop on this show, I thought it'd be good to tell a story about Mikey. I was also his best man, so I've got quite a lot of ammunition. I'll be honest.
Oh, nice.
Usually it's hard to
Nice.
find ammunition on people, isn't it? Not Mikey. Not
No.
Mikey. No. And whether it was going to be, I thought for a little while, should I tell the story about the time he forced his little brother to eat grass?
He's not told us that one. Funny enough.
The time he, I won't mention that one actually. But yeah, so
Oh, come on.
You've got to tell us that one
You
later.
gotta tell us
Dave.
that
You've
one
got
now.
to tell us that one
Come
later. Go on.
no, I think that's a later one.
Yeah.
A later one. But yeah, so I'm going to tell you the story about we were in Bristol. We were both at Vicar College at the time, and so to be honest, we just had an absolute laugh. Like we played a lot of FIFA at the time. That was actually where he got his brother to eat grass.
I
and
thought this was when he was like 5 or 6. This was as an adult.
This
He got
is
his brother to eat
this is
grass.
adults.
Oh, I know his brother. Oh, Dom.
Yes,
Dom,
Dom.
yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
Yes, poor Dom. Poor Dom.
Oh, Tom. Picked on my mate.
There's a video of it somewhere.
Of course there is.
Obviously. So yeah, so we were meant to be training, but we were sort of having a laugh and kind of off the things. But I guess one of the things we did do was like one of my roles in the church that I was involved in was to help with some of the student work. There was a massive university on our doorstep, and at the time there wasn't tons of student work going on at the church. And so when I remember going in to see the chaplain, thinking like, oh, what could we do? And this chaplain in the university says, he said basically, you can come in here if you want, but of the tens of thousands of people that come here, only 10% of those people, are religious. And he said of that 10%, only 50% of them are Christians. He said of that 50%, it kept going down. Of that 50%, they're probably going to go to these churches, 90% of them. So that leaves you with 10% of people for you to, and like he's literally talking about like 3 people basically at this point. And I just said, I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in, your initial thing where you said that only 10% of people are religious. Like,
Yeah.
what about the 90%? Like, what could we be doing for them? So we start this event in a Costa, have a local act on, give a testimony, that kind of thing. And this, we did a few, and they did all right, but not tons of people turn up. And then we do this one where the Costa's packed, and we know it's going to be packed because we've been talking with the CU. We've done a lot of work, and I think to myself, it'd be great actually to get Mikey in. And just to chat to him because he has done like magic before. I don't know if you know that Mikey's really good at magic. He's actually
kept
pretty
that
good.
quiet. to be
He's
fair.
definitely kept that quiet,
He's,
yeah.
he's actually pretty good.
He's good at letting himself down.
And so basically say to him, would you mind coming? And while people are sort of mingling, just maybe do a bit of magic with them, like get your
Bit of
cards out.
table magic.
Yeah, a bit
Yeah,
of table magic,
yeah.
just like one-on-one, that sort of thing. And so he's buzzing. He's like, "Yeah, I'll come down. You know, that's absolutely fine." So he's working the room, you know, as it's buzzing. And this girl comes in who goes to the church. So we knew her straight away. And without wanting to give the punchline away too early, she's walking in with a dog, and there's somebody helping her to her seat. And she comes in and she sits down with that dog. And somebody just makes sure, "Are you okay? I'll just go and get you a drink." And as she pops off, Mikey sees his opportunity. I'm gonna go and chat to her and do some magic with her. And I'm like literally like talking in a group, maybe like a few yards away, and I'm listening to this conversation. And I swear I've never like started crying laughing more than when they started laughing. But he's talking and he's not really listening to what she's saying back. He's obviously focusing on his magic and his tricks. Yeah. And he's there for about 15 minutes doing this trick. He's proper intricately. I think he almost looks proud of like the level to which he's gone to for it. And he gets to the end and he pulls out a thing and he goes, "Is this your card?" She just says, "I don't know, mate. I'm blind."
In fairness, I'm good at magic. Not because of magic. Can she be in my audience?
That sounds like Mikey, to be fair.
It does, doesn't it? What a guy, Mikey.
Thankfully, she's a good sport. You know?
Yeah. Let us know at home then.
Yeah, let us know. Is he on the wall?
Is he on the wall?
I'm taking my coaster no matter.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And 2 for Miriam.
Yeah. Let's have a look. To be fair, Miriam voted before you even told the story.
She voted yesterday.
And she said, Bard. No, she said on the wall. She's a big fan. She is a big fan.
Yeah.
Pete, get him on the wall from Kirsty and Saeed, even though you broke into his house in the middle of the night.
Been broken.
Oh, his lovely wife. I left the door unlocked. Get him on the wall. Even the manual people on the wall. Get him on the wall. Top bloke. Even Adrian's got you on the wall. So let's get you on a. Where are we going? Here we go. In this gap.
That little gap there, yeah.
Have we got any other? We've got Tim's on. So I'm going for Tim Z.
Or Coatsy.
Tim Z.
What's your nickname?
Does anyone ever call you
Coatsy?
Coatsy?
To be fair, yeah.
Let's go Coatsy then.
Let's go
Coatsy. We know.
I don't know how to spell that, but you're in charge of this bit.
There we go, Coatsy.
If you do get my dad on, you're gonna have to stay to a strict mic. Then
is he? I don't feel like. Is your dad go by Coatsy as well or not? No.
A definite no.
Coatsy
might be Mike C.
Mike C. Yeah. Okay.
MC.
That's been a good night, that hasn't it? I've enjoyed that.
I think so. Yeah.
It's been a great night.
Enjoyed it, yeah. We still haven't found out how much the Anglican budget was for starting this new church, have we?
I think
we're basically trying to offer our services here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
what we'll do is we've got an Anglican church up the road, St Oswald's.
Yeah.
We'll revive that for you.
Great.
Because the vicar's
about that. Actually,
the vicar's just like gone, hasn't she? She's
but they've replaced her.
Have they?
With Ali, have you not met Ali?
I haven't met Ali.
He's honestly,
I've met Ali.
Together.
Ali, what are you doing, girl? Where are you? I'm guessing it's a woman.
She's doing a great thing.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Is she doing a great thing?
She is. Yeah. What I'm going to say, Tim, is
sorry, Ali.
I'm sorry, Ali.
I've never met you though. It's funny how you've met him.
Yeah. You made the right choice there.
Yeah.
What I'm going to say is basically, Tim, whatever money it is, it's money well spent.
It is.
He's doing a cracking job there.
Well
He's doing a cracking job there. Round of applause.
But yeah.
There's
the round of applause. That's why it wasn't working. Getting on the wall. You had the volumes on.
Sounds like you need a bigger budget.
We do. Don't get us started.
Don't get us started on that. We've just tried to get a grant off the Baptist Insurance Company, and then I realised we slagged them off for about 3 months. So I thought, better not. Better not ask. They might watch some back episodes.
Yeah. Talking of back episodes, if you're from St Helens and you've loved this, might, or if you joined us for the night,
why?
Subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah.
Watch our previous episodes. Last week we didn't have a guest.
No.
Many people said it was our best episode ever.
They did. Wow. Ask the ministers. We called
Ask the ministers. Huh? So check us out on wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to us for audio or on YouTube. Subscribe there. It'd be great to have you along regular at Finnegan's. Nugget of the week is.
It's got to be Adrian, hasn't it?
Adrian.
Yeah.
For his comments about your squeaky shoes.
Yeah,
What did
that
was bang on that. So
110 mice or something it was. Yeah, 110, the 110 mouse. Yeah, I like that. That was good. That.
So Adrian,
we'll give you a couple of
we'll give you a couple of beer mats and send a bottle of Finnegan's.
Yeah, you might want to give that one a miss. But,
all that's left to do.
Oh, all that's left to do is to call time, isn't it? So.
Thank you for joining us tonight,
Good
Tim.
night.
Thanks so
It's
much
been
for having me.
such a good thing you're doing over there in St Helens.
Fab.
Sounds great. Sounds really good. I'm thinking I might join his church.
Yeah, you can. I'm going to send you there on a Bosman.
Free drugs.
Yeah.
Or WA just done.
Yeah. Oh, cheers.
You won't know. Good night,
Good night
and God bless.
and God bless. We'll see you again. You know what? The computer's broken, so it's not going to even turn off properly. All right, we're just talk amongst yourselves. Here we go. All right, God bless you.
Go back to the
Goodbye.
logo.